Hi guys, it's Daniela again and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to be testing some of the new Primark stuff that I recently hauled literally in my last video, I think. I'll link it up anyways. So there's definitely not enough for full face, but there's enough for a video. So let's get started. Okay guys, so now that I've set my eyes, I'm going to go in with the PS Urban Eyeshadow Palette. So it looks like this. So this is what the inside looks like. So I'm just going to take this colour into my crease with the Sigma E40. There's a lot of fallout. So that colour was really easy to put on my eye and like blend out. But I will say there was a lot of fallout with it. So let me try and show you. So I'm just tapping in. And there's quite a bit of fallout, which I usually don't mind and I'm not that bothered by. But it could mean that you go through the shadow quicker because there's so much fallout. So just bear that in mind. So I'm just going to keep building up this colour as much as I want, and then I will move on to the next colour. So I'm just going in with a different brush. I'm going in with the Morphe M513 brush because it's just a little bit fluffier, so I can really fluff out this crease colour. So the next colour I'm going to use is this colour here, and I'm going to take this colour into my crease as well, but just tighter into my crease. And the brush I'm going to use is the M433 brush. Okay, so this one doesn't have as much fallout as the other one. So I'm just going to go back in with that first transition shade just to blend out the edges. And that brown colour was really pigmented and it blended really well. So I actually really like that colour. It's a really nice colour to deepen out the crease with. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in with that colour just to like deepen it out, just because I feel like I've blended it away a little bit. Okay, so now that I've deepened out as much as I want, it's a shame there's not like a darker brown. Like instead of maybe this colour, it could have worked better, this palette, with like a deeper, darker brown. I don't know. Personally, I would have liked if this colour maybe was swapped out for like a darkish brown over here, just so you could really deepen out the look if you wanted to. So I'm going to deepen out this look with the green on my LV. So maybe I'll do one eye on camera and one eye off camera. Hi guys, so I'm back. So as you can see, I've put the green in on this eye, but I don't like how it looks. It looks quite muddy. It's not blending very well. I don't know whether it's because of the colours that I put in my crease, but it's just not what I wanted. It's like patchy and it took quite a while to blend out, so I'm not impressed with that green at all. So yeah, I'm going to go off camera, take this all off and start again, just because I don't like how this is coming out. And to be honest, I don't know what I'm going to create with this palette. I'll be back in like 20 minutes. Hi guys, so I'm back. So as you can see, I've finished off my eyes. To be honest, I don't really know where else to go with this palette. Like, I can't really deepen out my crease with anything. Like, I don't know, when they made it, did they think about like what kind of looks people could do with it? I'm not sure. I don't know. So I think I'm going to put this orange all over my lid, so like I have a matte eye. I do like this palette, but I'm struggling to think of looks to do with it, if that makes sense, without adding other palettes and other colours. So I'm not going to wet my brush, and I'm just going to go in with the E32 brush by Morphe. So it picks up a lot. Oh, okay, this is really good matte actually. And I've got a little bit of fallout, by the way, just from all the shadows. I feel like these colours, like the more you blend them, like they kind of disappear. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm actually going to take this red colour here on my LV and just pray for me. Okay, so now that I've added that red, I actually like the way it looks more now. It was just needing something. So my opinions and thoughts on this palette so far. So I'm definitely not a fan of like the actual size of the pan. I don't like this kind of look. I know this is very similar to the Urban Decay ones, but I don't really use my Urban Decay palette. So the colours I've used so far, I like this one. I like the brown. It didn't go like weird, it didn't go muddy or anything. They blended out really well. The green I'm really not impressed with. I don't know whether it was like the colours that I'd used. I just didn't like how it blended out quite patchy and it got very muddy. I am going to have to keep trying it, and I'm going to try this green again and see if it's just a green or just the other colours. The red I like, it doesn't like come out shimmery, kind of the more you blend it, it kind of goes into a matte anyways. So far it's alright. I wouldn't rush to go and get it, if that makes sense. Obviously it's my first time using it. I'm gonna have to try it out a bunch more times to really be able to say like, yeah, I really recommend it, or no, it's like absolutely crap, don't get it. So yeah, so that's my opinion so far. I think this palette was £4, but I'm not sure. I must have taken off the tag. So I'm just going to prime my face with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Hydrating Primer. And then I actually have a Primark foundation to test out. So now that I've primed my face and it's sunken in, I'm going to go in with the PS My Perfect Colour Perfect Finish Foundation. And this was £2.50 and I got it in nude. And it says it is medium coverage, semi-matte finish with vitamin E. So I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand. Oh, I think this might be a bit too dark. And I'm going to go in half of my face with a beauty blender and half with a brush. So this is definitely medium coverage. I've gone in with a second dollop and it's still not like properly covered my redness, especially around here. Yeah, so I'm going to do this part of my face with a brush. And I'm going to go in with my E6 brush by Morphe. This has definitely got medium coverage, not full. It's buildable. Okay, so now I've done my base. I would definitely say this is a semi-matte foundation, leaning more towards matte, which I'm not that keen on matte foundations. They don't look great on my texture. It's starting to crease around my smile lines and my forehead. Obviously, my skin at the moment is super textured, like more than usual, because I think I've had an allergic reaction. Well, I know I have because I've got little bumps everywhere. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but like especially on my forehead, it's just horrendous. So it doesn't look good on textured skin. So if you have got textured skin, I don't think this is the one for you. I find the colour is grey. This colour, it's got a really strong grey-green undertone, so it's not my colour at all. If I'm honest, I don't know about this foundation. I'm really not keen on it. I don't know whether it's because of like my allergic reaction or what, but the colour's not bad, but the undertone is terrible. It literally looks like grey/green on me. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I definitely could tell. So unfortunately, I'm not that keen on this, like, first impression wise. It's just not sitting well. Probably from afar it looks okay, but when you get really close, it's just not sitting nicely on my skin. So I'm just going to go off camera, do my foundation, my mascara, and then I will come back to do like my blush, my bronzer. So I will see you in a bit. Hi guys, so I'm back. So now that I've done my concealer and I've set my under eye, I didn't set anywhere else just because of the texture, and obviously this is like a semi-matte foundation. It's kind of set itself, to be honest. I'm going to go in now with the PS Chocolate Cheek Palette, which looks like this. Then you open it and it looks like that. So I really like the way it looks. It's so cute. So I'm going to go in with the Milk Chocolate Bronzer, which is this one. Let's see how this performs. So it picks up quite a bit. I'm going to go in with my Morphe M530 brush. So far I really like that bronzer. I really like the undertone. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's just in the middle. I thought it was going to be a lot darker because of the colour it is in the pan, but it's not actually. It's quite a nice colour, like on my skin tone. And I don't know if I forgot to tell you, but this palette is £4. I'm going to go in with this blusher just on my cheekbones. My cheekbones? No, my cheeks. So these powders are pigmented, but they're not like ultra pigmented that it's actually terrifying. Oh, that colour is really nice. So I really like that blush and the bronzer combination. It's actually really nice. So yeah, I'm going to use the highlighter from this palette, which is this one over here, on my cheekbones. This has got a lot more fallout than the blush and the bronzer. Okay, so it's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. Okay, so far I like it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. It's actually really glowy. So I really like that so far. Okay, so it doesn't sit like too badly on my texture for the texture that I have at the moment. I feel like it has a little bit of specks of shimmer in there, so it's not just like glow, it's got a little bit of shimmer in there. So now I'm gonna go and do my brows. I'm gonna use the PS Iconic Brow Pomade. It looks like that with this little lid. It's got a little brush, so I'm just gonna use this on my brows and see what the colour looks like and the formula and stuff. Okay, so far I like the pomade. The colour's pretty good actually. So now I'm just going to go in with the PS Brow Gel. Yeah, this might be a bit too dark for my brows. Especially like at the beginning. But it has seemed to set them in place. Okay, so now I'm going to do the rest of my eyes. I'm going to go in with the brown on my lower lash line. So now I'm just going to go in with the orange. And just kind of mirror what I've got going on my upper eyelid. And now I'm going to use this red just on the outer part of my lower lash line. So now that I've finished off the eyes, I am really liking the eyes. At the beginning I wasn't. So I'm actually going to highlight my inner corner with the highlighter from the cheek palette. I didn't notice, but this palette smells like chocolate. So I'm back. So I've done my mascara off camera. So I'm going to move on to the next two items that I got. And it's the PS My Perfect Nude Nourishing Lip Gloss. I got the colour. This is Caramel Kiss and then this is Nude Haze. So I'm going to try Nude Haze. Oh, I like that. I like the smell of these lip glosses. It has like a lemony smell. I really like that. I'm actually going to put on the Caramel Kiss one just because it's a little bit darker. And this formula is quite, like, thick. It's not a very thin formula, which I don't really mind, to be honest. However, with a thicker formula in gloss, it has a tendency to go a little bit gloopy and, like, gather in the sides of your mouth. Okay, so I think I'm going to do, like, a close-up so you can really see my skin because I'm not a fan of this foundation at all. So that is the foundation. Look, can you see that massive crease on my forehead? It just doesn't look good, if I'm honest. Hey guys, this is my final look, testing some of Primark's new stuff. I will give you my final thoughts on everything. So my favourite item so far is definitely this palette here. I really like how the bronzer blended, how the blusher blended, and the highlight's not too bad. I have to play around with the highlight a little bit more. But that I really like so far. Obviously, I'm not going to recommend it yet. The brow product, I'm not sure on. Like, I need to test it a bit more. But the colour I actually do like. It's the most similar to my actual brow. So I like this so far. I'm not recommending any of these products yet. I will give you an update on all the stuff that I've been trying lately and tell you what I recommend and what I don't recommend. But so far, I like this. Am I in love with it? No. The brow gel I actually like. I think it's a lot darker than what I'm used to. It's kind of kept my brows in place. Like my L'Oreal one really keeps them in place. Like it's keeping them in place. It's just not like what I'm used to. It's really pigmented, so be careful and make sure you get the right colour. Foundation for me, if I'm honest, it's a no-go for me. I would not say this is semi-matte. This is matte to me. It's really sunken into my fine lines and I've only had it on for like an hour or an hour and a half max. And it's done this already. It looks quite textured. It looks like I'm wearing foundation, like really looks like I'm wearing foundation. Obviously, you can really tell all of my texture under this. Maybe on camera it'll look okay, but in person, I don't like it. Yes, it's £2.50, so, you know, it's not going to be the best quality, but obviously you're not paying like £40 for a foundation. So the people I would say like maybe they might like it is people with like no texture, don't mind medium coverage that is buildable to full coverage, don't mind a matte finish because to me this is not semi-matte, this is matte. And if you get the right colour for you, yeah, then you probably will like this, but I just don't like it personally. Obviously I can't talk about how long this lasts because obviously I've literally put it on like an hour and a half ago. But to be honest, if it's sunken into my fine lines like that, and it looks like I'm wearing foundation already, and I've only worn it for max an hour and a half, it's not for me. So it's a no for me. Sorry, Primark. I love most of your shit, but this is a no for me. Something that I did like, and I will be wearing again, is their gloss. I really like this. So yeah, so far I like the glosses. The eye palette, what do I think? The look that I created so far, I actually really like, and it's really pretty. The colours that I used, which was this one, and then these two, this brown and this orange, I really like. They like blended out really well. They didn't go patchy. They are definitely pigmented, but I will say there is quite a lot of kickback. I'm not too bothered by kickback, but then on the other hand, it does mean that if there's a lot of kickback, you might go through the eyeshadows quicker because you're losing a lot of eyeshadows with all the kickback. But the only colour that I didn't like, that I did use, was this colour. I don't really like the green. I'm not too sure on it. But obviously, as I said, this is a first impressions. So literally, I'm going to test this out again and see how I feel. But as of right now, it's a product. But I will test this out again. But yeah, guys, this is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a like and some comments down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.